Journal entry April 12th, 1899. I had just left camp, fixing on collecting a debt owed to Herr Strauss. But wouldn't you believe it? I had lost my bearings. So on this account, I headed for some water to get myself right when I happened across a dead body. Taking a gander at the iron ring around his neck, I knew I was looking at a runaway slave. Poor feller. Wasn't even allowed the decency to sleep on his back. Now, I'm none too proud of this part, but Dutch did say we needed money and we needed it fast. So, I searched this poor guy's pockets but found only a note that read as such. Dear Uncle Lewis, I will keep this brief because I am on the run once again. After escaping the switch and whip of the Pennington family, I was captured by a white man outside the town of Rhodes, and I have spent the last 3 months or so in the worst conditions of my life. He took me to a shack called Old Harry Fen in southern Lemoyne, where I am chained to a wall night and day in a filthy room with only the barest minimum of sustenance. I ain't sure if he was a slave catcher by trade or just plain evil or both, but if I hadn't escaped my shackles, I doubt I would have survived much longer. Now, I intend to make my way as safely as possible up to Canada to join you and Cousin Samuel. I imagine it will take me a few weeks, but I am determined to remain free, and I am very much looking forward to continuing my schooling with you. I intend to stow away on a train heading north, and I will post this letter when I reach the next town. Best, Elijah. By letter's end, my blood was boiling, 'cause the only thing I hated more than a man that would strike a lady is a man treating a man like he was less just 'cause his skin didn't match his own. So without thinking, I got up on my horse and headed to Old Harry Fen. Once there, I crept on through the front door, letting my rifle lead the way. It didn't take me no more than a second for me to be sure that this was the right place. I searched everywhere, but nobody was to be found. The place was deserted and looked like it had been for years. Confused, I took another look at Elijah's note, and there it was, plain as day. September 6th, 1861, written right across the top. More than 30 years had passed. Feeling mighty foolish, I went for the door, but on my way out, I heard an out-of-place creak in the floorboards. Curious, I took a look and found an old family photograph. Better times, I can safely assume. Was this Uncle Lewis and Cousin Samuel? Or maybe Elijah? Or maybe just some other poor soul held here against his will? Just the mere thought of it makes me sick. I'll be sure to return to this place next time I get a hold of one of Sean's fire bottles.
Come on now, boy.